Hey, Ron here. This is a 1994 Chevy pickup I've had for a long time. It has the composite lights with the replaceable bulbs behind it. And the way it operates is when you have your low beams on, only this light's lit. When you go to high beam, the low beam goes out, only this light lights up. Now, back in the day, cars with 4 headlight systems in the front, all 4 lights would come on. And I like that. It's a little more light. I don't know why they did it. Maybe the intensity's high enough. Maybe there were restrictions, on how bright they could be when they manufactured it. I'm not sure, but I did find a fellow on YouTube that had a real simple mod where you just put a jumper wire at the dimmer switch, which is down the steering column, and you pick the right wires, you jump them, and when you hit the high beams, all 4 lights come on. Worked real well, except for my particular truck, the light switch would get hot from drawing too many amps through it and drip the electrical grease out. Now, he did it on an 89. He had sealed beams, 4 sealed beams instead of composites. Maybe he doesn't have the same kind of draw, but I couldn't do it on this truck. So what I did is I just made a simple relay setup. You could either buy it or you can build it yourself like I did with just a relay, some wire, a couple fuses, and some connectors. So if you're interested, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, with this modification or any modification, I recommend that you understand what's taking place and what's happening and why. Not just hooking up the wires, following the instructions, and you get done and something's not right, or down the road even maybe you have to figure out a problem with it. It's best to understand what's taking place. In this case, we're just simply trying to get battery power, B+, over to our low beams when we turn our high beams on. And to do that, we're going to use a relay instead of having the power go through the light switch. So inside a relay is basically just a coil of wire that becomes an electric magnet, similar to if you wrapped a coil of wire around a nail, powered it with positive and ground, and it'll pick up other metal objects. It's the same thing, it's just a lot more windings inside. And what we're doing is we have pin 85. That's going to be the pin you put to a body ground or even run it back to your battery ground. Then your hot side, your positive side, is going to go to your high beam positive wire. So you're going to have to pick that, find what color it is, turn your high beams on, and put your multimeter or your test light lead to ground or your battery ground, and then pick a wire till you see that you have battery voltage, and that should be your positive wire. I think they're usually dark color on GMs. Check your wiring diagrams if you have one. So in any case, when we turn our high beams on, the flow of positive is going to go up through the coil, meet the negative coming across, and it's going to create an electrical magnet. And what happens then is these contacts, this will pull down and it'll make contact here. It's just a little set of points inside. And what happens is our power will then make its way all the way across and go over to our low beam positive wire. You'll have to find that wire as well, pick it same way, and in that case your low beam will light up and your high beams will light up too. So you'll have all 4 lights on. When you turn your high beams out, this will de-energize, this will go back to its open state, and your low beam will go out. And it's that simple. Now just to discuss the numbers on the relays one more time. Most relays have this configuration. This is the 4-pin. You might find a 5-pin. And I actually have a 5-pin. It has 2 pin 87s. It's just another wire that gets hot when the point's closed. It's exactly the same function. It just goes to another. Maybe if you had one going to one side of the car, one going to the other, you can just leave that blank like I did. Pin 30 is your battery power, hot at all times. I recommend putting a fuse in close to the battery, so if there's a short somewhere along the way, that's where it blows, closest point to where it picks up power. Pin 86, that's your high beam. When you turn your high beams on, that's going to be positive power going in. That puts the power positive over to these coil windings. 85 is going to go directly to ground. That's the other side of the coil. And that's it. We have all 4 pins, and most relays have this configuration. Some relays have diodes and different things in it for other applications, so just be aware of that.